This time of the year is special for yet another reason. It is a time for us to stay warm, to visit with family and friends, and to tell stories. In keeping with the idea of keeping warm and telling stories, I have a story that I wish to tell you. It was given in writing and in rhyme to me by a fellow one-time Victorian by the name of Robert Service. It is a story that started on Christmas Day many years ago in a place to the north of here. It goes like this. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that will make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was at night in the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home down in the south to roam around the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. Now, on a Christmas Day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of the cold. Through the parka's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. And if our eyes we closed, and the lashes froze, till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed, and the stars o'erhead danced from heel to toe, he turned to me and, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, "It's the cursed cold. It's got right hold till I'm chilled through clean to the bone. You tain't been dead. It's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear, foul or fair, that you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. We started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And for nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, so I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, so it's up to you to cremate those last remains." A promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathed the thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. The lawn I went, the dimes were spent, and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and it hearkened with a grin, till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge, where a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it, and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. And here, said I with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames howly soared, the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. And then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. And then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. But the greasy smoke in an inky cloak then came streaking down the sky. I don't know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about. Ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, so it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm, in the heart of the furnace roar. He wore a smile, you could see a mile, and said, please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you're in the cold and storm. For since I left Plumtree down Tennessee, this is the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that will make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge. I cremated Sam McGee.